Alright, now we're going to do subtraction with mixed numbers. So I got 2 1/2 minus 1 1/4. So again, you can do this like addition, except you need to start with your fractions first to make sure you can do the fraction part of it first. So I'm going to have 1/2 minus 1/4, and you're going to see why you have to do the fractions first on this in a minute. So common denominator between 2 and 4 would be 4, so I'm going to multiply this by 2. So I get 2/4 minus 1/4, and I can do that. So 2/4 minus 1/4 would give us 1/4, and then 2 minus 1 would give us 1 for our whole numbers, so I'd have 1 and 1/4. Alright, now I got 3 and 1/8 minus 1 and 2/3. So again, start with my fractions. Common denominator between 8 and 3 would be 24. So I can multiply 1/8 by 3 and 2/3 by 8. And I get 3/8 minus 16 24ths. I don't know why I wrote 8s there. Should be 24. Alright, well, I can't do 3 minus 16 and get a positive number. So I have to borrow from that 3. So I'm going to borrow 1 whole from that 3. And if you're thinking of 24ths, you have to have it equal to 1. So what divided by 24 is 1? That would be 24. So I'm going to do 24 plus 3 to give me 27 over 24. And now I can subtract. So 27 minus 16 would give me 11 over 24. And then I can subtract my whole numbers. So 2 minus 1 is 1 over and 11 24ths for my answer. And I'd shown you the improper fraction way on addition, and that's actually another way you can do this on subtraction as well, and you don't run into the borrowing scenario. So let's look at that on the next one. Alright, so now I have 5 and 1/8 minus 2 and 2/5. So if you think about it, 1/8 is less than 2/5. So I would have to borrow in this case, or I can make them improper fractions. So let's make these improper fractions. And like I've said before, you can use either method. So 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41 over 8, minus 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12 over 5. Now I still have to make common denominators, so common denominator between 8 and 5 would be 40. So this is going to be times 8, and this is going to be times 5. So I know I'm going to get a denominator of 40. So 8 times 12 would be 80 plus 16, so that would be 96. And then 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 4 is 20. So now I got 205 minus 96. So subtract that, I'm going to get 109 over 40. And then 40 will go into 109 twice, which is 80, and then 109 minus 80 would give me 29 over 40. So by doing improper fractions, I didn't have to borrow. So if borrowing makes sense to you, use the borrowing method. If improper fractions makes more sense to you, use improper fractions. Alright, let's do one more. So I got 12 minus 5 and 7/8. Well, 12 doesn't have a fraction with it. So we have to create a fraction, and just to make our lives easier, it needs to be something in 8s. So on this, it's easiest to borrow. So if I borrow from the 12 and make it 11, and I got to make a fraction of 8s. So 1 would equal 8/8. So now I have 11 minus 5, 11 and 8/8 minus 5 and 7/8. So 11 minus 5 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1, so I'd get 6 and 1/8.